Today's topic is create an Azure account. As we already learned that what is storage account and how to create storage account. But in this module, we will learn that how can we decide that how many storage account we need for any particular project, how can we divide our data in different categories, and on what basis we can divide, and after dividing, what policies or settings our account needed to manage its cost and performance. So our main objective is that most organizations have diverse requirement like for their cloud hosted data, for example storing data in a specific region, or need separate billings for a particular different categories of the data. Azure storage account let you formalize these types of policies and apply them to your Azure data. So let's take an example. Suppose you work at a chocolate manufacturer company, and you work as a chocolate manufacturer that produces baking ingredients like cocoa powder, chocolate chips, etc. And you market your products to grocery stores, and then they sell them to the customers. So the formation and the manufacturing process basically is a secret, a trade secret. So the documents related to that and the videos related to that are critical to your business, and these are the confidential information that you want to store in a particular storage account. So this data is only accessed by your main factory, right? So you would like to store it in a nearby data center, and the cost for this storage also managed by only the manufacturing department. And the other one is the let's say you also have a sales group that create cookie recipe and baking videos to promote your product to the customers. So basically this is the information that we want to show to our customers. So your priority for this data should be the low cost. So this storage must be managed by the sales team. So there are two types of categories here. We are seeing that one is for the manufacturing and second one is for the sales. So by creating multiple Azure storage account with each one having the appropriate or particular setting for the data that it holds, we can handle these types of business requirement. So in this module we basically learn that how many storage accounts we need for our project, and determine the appropriate setting that we need for each of the storage account that we are making. And of course we will learn that how to create a storage account using the Azure portal. So firstly, we will decide that how many storage accounts we need. Okay, so we will discuss that how can we decide that how many storage we need, how many storage accounts we need. So as we discussed the example, so according to that there is one storage account that is for the private business data, and one storage account that is for the consumer facing files. So in this we will learn the policy factors that each type of storage account control, and which helps you to decide that how many actual storage account you will need. So first of all, there are some settings that we will apply on the storage account setting. It also defines that how can we create our different storage accounts. So a storage account defines a policy that applies to all the storage service in the account. That the following settings are: first is subscription. As we all know that subscription provides the service, any service that we want to do in the account. And second is location. The basically it is the data center that stores the service in the account. And third is performance. So performance is basically determined by the data service that you can have in your storage account, and the type of hardware disk you are using for the particular storage account. Fourth is replication. Replication basically defines the strategy that is used to make copies of your data. So it also determine the that how many copies you want for your particular data. And fourth is access tier, and these are the policies that we already learned. So access tier also, there are two types: hot and cold tier. So it controls how quickly you are able to access the blob in your storage account. And fourth and fifth are basically the security features. These two are the security feature, and security transfer required is determines the supported protocols for the access. And last one is virtual network. It is a feature that allow you to uh, uh, that allow inbound access request only from the virtual network that you will specify. So these are some policies that will apply to all the storage account. Now let's take an example that how many storage account do you need. So in this example, let's take the collection of some settings like location, replication strategy, subscription order, etc. You need one storage account for each group of setting that you want to apply to a data. So the following example shows two storage accounts that differ only in one settings. That You can see there are two different storage accounts, and in one of them the location is West US and the in other the location is North Europe. So that one difference is enough to require separate storage accounts. So basically, the number of storage accounts you need depends on the three things. First one is data diversity, second is cost sensitivity, third is tolerance for management overhead. So let us discuss these in detail. First is data diversity. Data diversity is nothing but the category on which you are dividing your storage account. Basically, organizations can generate data that differ in many ways, like how sensitive your data is, or which group pays the bill. So these are the different categories. So let us consider two example. First is if you have the data that is specific to a region or a country, so you might want to store it in that region. You want to store that data in a data center near to that particular region or country, so you need one storage account for each geographical region. And second one is if you have some data that is proprietary and some for public consumption. Basically, proprietary means the private data that company wants to keep confidential, so that is the data, and some for public consumption. So you could enable virtual networks only for the proprietary data and not for the public data. So separating on these type of data also requires separate storage account. So this is the data diversity, and on this basis it also depends that how many storage account we need. And second is cost sensitivity. A storage account by itself has no financial cost. So however, the setting you choose for the your account, the settings that we discussed earlier, that settings you will choose for the account do influence the cost of service in the account. Like geo redundant storage cost more than locally redundant storage. So we can choose either one of them, but if we want our cost according to that and manage our cost, so we have to keep in mind that what will be the choice we will be chosen. Premium storage performance and hot access tier increase the cost of blobs, so we have to choose the cost sensitivity for our storage accounts. Third is tolerance for management overhead. As you know that each storage account needs some time and attention from admin to create and maintain. So it also increases the complexity for anyone to who adds the data to your cloud storage. So everyone in an admin role needs to understand the purpose of each storage account so that they can add new data to the correct account. So basically, we can say that the basic strategy to determine that how can we know that how many number of storage accounts we need. So a typical strategy is to start the analysis of your data and create partition according to that share the same characteristics like same location or billing. Then we can create one storage account for each partition. Now the how can we choose our account settings. The earlier settings we have applied, it is to be applied on the data, but here there are three settings that apply to the account itself rather than to the data stored in the account. These settings affect how you manage your account and cost of services within it. So first is name, deployment model, account kind. So first is name. What is name? Each storage, as you already know, each storage account has a name, and the name must be globally unique within the Azure. Use only lowercase letters and digits and be between the 3 and 24 characters. So this is all about the name, that what should be the name of the storage account. And storage deployment model. So deployment model is the system Azure uses to organize your resource. That defines the API that you use to create, configure, and manage those resources. There are two deployment models that Azure provides. There are two deployment models. First is resource manager and second is classic. So basically, manager is the current model that uses the Azure Resource Manager API, and the second is classic, a legacy offering that uses the classic deployment model. We can choose either one of them, but the main difference is that the resource manager, it adds the concept of resource group. What is this concept? That a resource group lets you deploy and manage a collection of resources in a single unit. And Microsoft also recommends you to use the manager deployment model for all the new resources. Third one is account kind. Account kind is basically a kind of policies set of policies that determines that which data service you can include in the account, and pricing of those services. There are four kinds of storage account we can choose: standard, storage, v2, general purpose, and this is the current offering of the from the Microsoft that support all type of storage account. It also support all the latest features. Premium page blobs are mainly for the page blobs only. Premium blobs and file shares are the blobs and the file shares respectively. And in this also, Microsoft recommends you to use the standard version, storage v2 general purpose option for all the new storage accounts. Now, how to choose a account creation tool? As we all know that there are different tools available to create a storage account, like Azure Portal, Azure CLI, Azure PowerShell, Management Client Libraries. So how can we select that what will be the perfect tool for creation of the Azure account? So these are some points on which we can decide. First is Azure Portal. So it what is Azure Portal? It basically provides a GUI with explanation for each setting. That is which makes it easy to use and helpful for learning about the options, that what are the options and what can be applied for each of these settings. The other tool in this list is all support automation, and if we need automation then we can use Azure CLI and Azure PowerShell, and they let you to write scripts, while the management library allow you to incorporate with the creation into a client app. So storage accounts are typically based on an analysis of your data, and it is usually a one-time operation which is done at the start of the project. When you are starting the project, you need to analyze the project at that time only. So for one-time activity, the portal is the most common choice. And in the rare cases where you need automation, then we can decide between the management client libraries or the scripting tools like Azure CLI or PowerShell, as they are, and scripts are mainly faster than all of these options because there is no need for an IDE or packages in these. So if you have an existing client application, then you need to choose the management library option, as it might be an attractive choice. Otherwise, scripts are the better option. So on this basis, you can choose the account creation tool. Now I will create one storage account based on one case study that is on the portal. So this is the case study. You can all read. We will create a storage account for a fictitious Southern California surf report app. The surf report site lets user upload photos and videos of local beach conditions. Viewers of the site use the content to help them choose the beach with the best surfing conditions. Your list of design and feature goal is: video content must load quickly. The site must handle unexpected spikes in upload volume. Outdated content must be removed as surf conditions changed, so the site always show current conditions. So you decide to buffer uploaded content in an Azure queue for processing, and then transfer it to an Azure block for persisting storage. So we need a storage account that can hold both queues and blobs while delivering low latency access to your content. So let me create one storage account on Azure portal. We will create one storage account. Create. Subscription is already selected. We can choose any resource group or we can create new resource. So let me take existing one, RG1. We can give the name. Let me give the name A storage account name should be globally unique. We can give any name in the case study they mentioned Southern California, so we will select West USA, US. Now, in redundancy, we will select locally redundant storage, as the images and videos that we need to upload is quickly become out of date. So, and removed from the site also. So there is very little value to paying extra for geo redundant storage. So we will just select locally redundant storage, and in advanced setting we have to also enable this option, as blob container we need for that particular case study. So by default blob container don't permit access to their content, so we have to enable this also. Networking, all same. We don't need to check these options, as there is no need in this implementation, as we don't want our data to just remain in that website. Encryption will be same. We can also give tag, but there is no need. And after review we can check, and we will create. Go to resources, and as we can see our storage account is created. So we can see the policies and account settings that we have enabled here. So this is the storage account that we create according to our business requirement, according to case study that will be available, that is available on the portal. So as we have selected the West US data center because our customers were primarily located in the Southern California. So the typical flow for creating a storage account in this: first analyze your data and goals, and then configure the storage account options to match that need. That's it from my side. If you have any doubt, you can ask.